Hello and welcome to the Just for Gamers video game podcast. Episode 153, Chunder Town. In this week's episode, we pound booze.
Oh yeah.
JfG Ash goes to Completion Town.
Deuces.
JfG Alex loves a good puzzle. There's a bomb in my favourite things. And finally, you're welcome, Dan.
You will not regret that purchase, sir. Hello and welcome to the JfG podcast. This is episode 153. My name is Alex and I'm joined as ever by my very good friend Ash. Hey buddy, how you doing there?
Hey buddy, yeah, as always, feeling good on a Wednesday. Yeah. Sparkling thoughts give me the hope to go on.
Oh yeah?
As always on a Wednesday, that's what I do. It's my thing. It's my jam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
It's been a busy week this week.
Oh, tell me all about it.
I'll let you know right now.
Go on then.
Fuck it, I've been pounding booze every day.
That's how it's done in many ways.
All day, not all day, obviously. That would make me some sort of alcoholic, but yeah, I'm not there yet. Nearly, though. If only I could afford it, huh? It's
Almost.
Too expensive. Yeah.
It's the only thing stopping you at this point.
I feel like it is, to be honest. That and having a job and working.
Yeah.
You know,
well, we're all there.
That kind of gets in the way of just boozing 24/7. But yeah, had a heavy night on Friday night. That was fun. Game night, Friday night. Loved it.
That was a good one, wasn't it?
It was. We played some games that were fun. I really enjoyed it.
We did.
Actually. It was good. Yeah, I drank too much, obviously, so I felt bad on Saturday. Then I went to the football on Saturday. Watched Nottingham Forest versus Birmingham City. Oh, Papa Rag, he was meant to come up. And because he's a Birmingham City fan, we were going to go watch it together. Unfortunately, because of the fucking snow, obviously the snow still existed within to the end of that week. Yeah, all his trains were cancelled and everything, so...
Probably did him a favour, to be fair.
Yeah, they did lose. Yeah, they did. It was fucking freezing as well. I was so cold.
Yeah.
But luckily, had about 5 pints while I was there. So
lovely.
Got me through that game, at least, and afterwards, obviously.
That'll do you.
And then the Sunday night, obviously, it ended up at the pub. So I was boozing there, and then carried on. And yeah.
There you go.
And I thought, you know what, I need a few days off. So Monday came round. I found out that I still had like 4 beers in the fridge, so I had a couple then. Then last night I was like, I probably won't drink tonight, but you know what? Fuck it. There's 2 beers left in the fridge. I'll just drink them.
That's number one.
That's number one, and yeah, got some. Yeah, drinking more now, obviously, because who does a podcast without drinking? Weirdos.
Professionals.
Maybe, but that's not us, mate.
No, it isn't. No. It certainly is not. And what are you drinking this evening, buddy?
Well, it's a Ringwood brewery, and I have been drinking. Is it the Boondoggle or whatever it is? That's like the normal one you get, and I was like, yeah, pick me up some beers, wife, thanks. And she did. And bottle looks exactly the same, brown, same kind of logo. It's got a pig on it, but it's not. It's called Razorback. I was like, what is this? I didn't even notice the name of it until I started drinking it. I was like, this isn't the same.
You're not Ron.
You're not Ron. Exactly.
Good Lord. Wow.
So yeah, I'm drinking Razorback tonight. It's okay. It's not too bad. I don't know. I got 4 bottles in, so we'll get through them, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Going back to the speckled hen conundrum of...
Oh yeah, have you made a decision on this? Because last week you were umming and ahhing, kind of deciding whether or not you actually fucking liked that at all.
Yeah, I'm still unsure. It got me through Friday night pretty well. It did the job, but did I enjoy my time with it? I still don't know. And I just don't know. It's one of them beers where it's like, I'll drink it, I guess, but am I enjoying this, or am I just drinking this to get pissed?
I feel that way with most beer.
Well, I can see that. It's a valid excuse. So yeah, what are you drinking tonight, buddy? Anything exciting? Has the shop had more than one beer in it?
Stella.
Stella. Yeah, there he is.
Just drinking some Stella.
Nice, mate.
Nothing else to say.
Nothing to report on that?
No, just move on swiftly, I think.
Cool. Had my house photographed. Photographed.
Oh, yeah.
That's a word. Pictured up. Yeah. They came by on yesterday.
Did you try and sneak into any of the pictures?
Unfortunately, I was at work, so the missus was there.
You couldn't just be like hiding in the cupboard and just an eye like down the slit of a
yeah. Obviously, I had to take down all my upside down crucifixes and my pentagrams. You know, they're not good for selling houses.
Pop the coffin in the garage.
Yeah, put the coffin in it. Yeah, obviously.
Take down all the effigies.
I made sure the trapdoor was securely fastened. Let's just
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you don't want them getting out during the viewings.
You don't want them getting out, and you just don't know what's down there, down that trapdoor.
Indeed, just don't you open that trapdoor.
Exactly. So pictures have been taken. I think they came today to measure up for the floor plan. So that should be going on soon. And shit,
lovely.
Gonna be out of this house at some point when it gets sold and I find a new house to move to. It's exciting times.
Have you decided yet whether you're not going to follow through on your weird decision to possibly post your house advert on the Discord channel?
Oh, no, of course, it's going on there, buddy.
It's going on there.
I got to advertise that shit. I got to get it out. Someone's going to have to buy.
Just in case any of our listeners want to buy JfG Ash's house.
Yeah, who knows?
It's free advertising. Why wouldn't you?
I know, right? We'll put it on all social medias.
This podcast sponsored by Ash's house.
Yeah.
Come and live in Ash's house. There's no Lisa here. There's no fucking Squarespace.
No,
it's your house.
My house. Come and buy my house. Yeah.
Buy it.
Yeah. And yeah, like you were saying about the Discord, putting it in there. I'm still pushing the Discord. Get involved, buddies. It's a beautiful place. We've been having chats on Far Cry 5 this week. We have news on that later.
I actually typed in there this week.
Did?
For the first time.
I was like, who's this guy?
I was sipping a G&T by the fire, buddy.
Oh, nice. You thought you'd get involved. You're like, what is this talk of Far Cry 5 excitement?
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
I know, right? Yeah. I was at the time. But did you watch that? Well, fuck it, we'll talk about it now anyway. Did you watch that little 3-minute trailer about the...
I did not. I have not seen that.
That was the whole reason. You're meant to watch the video and then discuss.
I didn't get the memo, mate.
You were just like, fucking opinions.
I just jumped in. This is the world we live in. I don't need to research anything,
no, you don't
buddy.
Need to know nothing.
I've been listening to your news section over these last 152 episodes, and I've been thinking, I think this boy's got the right idea. I need to stop knowing anything and just fucking comment blindly on stuff, like the world, like Twitter and Facebook.
Exactly. I mean, who needs to know anything? Not me, mate. Just don't ask me any questions.
Just gets in the way knowing stuff.
Any kind of answer.
Yeah.
You just don't know what I'm going to say. Bananas. Who knows? Crazy right now. So yeah, a slow week. I've been at work. I've been doing pie charts.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to do financing. I'm like, what is this? Budgets? Apparently, I've got to do these things now that I'm gonna get a pay increase and stuff.
They want more from you.
I believe so. I hope it's not much, but I've been spanking the shit out of Excel and its pie charts. Yeah,
beautiful, buddy.
Take that, you bastards. I've been researching. What's it called? Job. Job assignment software. So you can be today you're working on this and all kinds of points. So it feels like I'm kind of important, but I don't think I am. I don't know.
Okay.
Who knows?
Just go with it, buddy. People love it when you...
I feel like I'm taking it to the next level. And
if there's anything I know about people, it's that they love to be dominated by a Billy Big Boots. So just go down that road, buddy.
That's me. I can do that.
There he is.
When I'm at work, I mainly like to go above my manager and just do stuff and then
to the
be
top.
like, hey, I've done this. And they're like, oh, but I did that like months ago. And I'm like, yeah, but mine's better.
And they go, great initiative.
Yeah.
You did it. You did it.
I coaxed him on to do that, and they, ride my flag or whatever the saying is on my coat tail.
Definitely that.
What?
Yep.
Is it a coat tail?
Yeah, it's a coat tail.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like I've got tails on my coats. Like,
Well, you need to get something a little bit more
tail? What kind of tail?
Ebenezer-y, I'd say.
Oh, Ebenezer.
Would be a good idea.
Scrooge-like.
Yeah.
McDuck.
You could have gone with that.
Yeah. So yeah, buddy, that's me waffling on for a bit about nothing. Have you got anything you want to talk about in this section, which is obviously the main part of this podcast?
I mean, not really, but I suppose I will.
Okay, cool.
I haven't got much to report. Been playing games and that's kind of taken up a lot of the time that I've had.
That's kind of handy.
I had some sort of Saturday bonanza.
Bonanza.
Buddy. I'd describe my Saturday as a bonanza.
I'm
Yes,
going to Google
I would.
the word bonanza and give you a definition later.
It's going to give me a dressing down because it's of the misuse. I just had a really good day on Saturday where I was out all day. We went for like a big long walk to a neighbouring town, and like it was still like quite a lot of snow on the ground and that, so it was a bit interesting. It was all kind of deep and crisp and even, I'd probably describe it, buddy.
Ooh.
I don't know where I've got that from, but that's probably what I'm going to go with. So that was nice. We went up to a neighbouring town and we went to a pub, or I thought it was, and then we got in there and it looked like a pub and we had drinks in there like a pub, but then it turned out they were also an Italian restaurant, which was weird.
Like, unlike a pub.
Unlike a pub, it was an Italian restaurant. So we were like, okay. So we got pizzas from their big
From the pub.
big clay oven they've got in there at the pub.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
they also do a selection of different pasta dishes, and it's an Italian restaurant.
Italian
except
restaurant,
it's a
got ya.
pub.
But
So
it's
there you go.
Crazy. Bonanza.
I've never-
A situation which creates a sudden increase in wealth, good fortune, or profits.
I mean, good fortune. Tenuously, you could go with good fortune. The good fortune of enriching and invigorating my life with a good walk and some pizza.
Yeah, and
followed by
the
masses
profit
of
of-
alcohol.
Profits of enjoyment, I
Yeah,
would say.
the profit is enjoyment. Yeah, it's kind of a metaphorical bonanza, I suppose, buddy. But we can get away with
Just
it.
a little bit of knowledge about Bonanza right now.
Now he wants to give us background information, ladies and gentlemen. At this point, here we go.
This
Go
is
on, then.
crucial. I mean, it's on the decrease and the usage. It kind of peaked around about the 1980s, I would say. But
With
funnily,
the TV show Bonanza.
maybe with the TV show Bonanza, but crazily, in 1825 to 1830, massive increase and then died out again. 5 years of ultimate Bonanza, then nothing again.
I don't know how they measure that, but I'll take their word for it because they probably know more than I.
Well, this is the mentions over time graph.
Who's? How do they go about that?
I'm gonna say books.
Okay, like all of them,
Every book.
every book. All right, that's a job. I'd do that job. Whoever that guy was. who
You
was
go
like,
through every
"Oi."
book looking for the word Bonanza.
Yeah, I'd do that right now. Control F, mate. Fucking
But
off I
nailed
go.
it, mate. Well played. Well
Yeah.
played. What about
Sorted
books from 1825? Do you reckon they'll be on the internet now?
Everything's scanned in, isn't it?
Yeah, everything's on the internet. Good shout. Control F.
When Picard looks
Bonanza.
up something on the Enterprise, mate, it's all there.
Yeah,
so,
true.
There you go.
Um,
So anyway,
Bonanza in Dutch, if you want that.
yeah,
Welvaart.
Welvaart.
There you go.
As in that is Welvaart.
That is Welvaart, indeed.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That is
Okay.
Bonanza.
So I'll go with Bonanza. So Saturday Bonanza continued towards home, buddy, via basically every pub on the way.
Nice. Unexpected pub crawl. I like it.
Yeah, met up with a friend of the podcast, Paul, and chums, and and then ended up going for dinner. So I left the house at about 11 in the morning with the idea of going out for maybe a couple of hours. Got home at 11 at night.
Nice.
Quite drunk.
I was going to say, well played.
That's a Saturday, buddy. Just got back in time for match of the day, or rather half hour after it starts, so you can skip through all of the punditry in between the matches.
Yeah, good shout.
There you go.
Yeah,
so
no one
that's
likes
perfect. Sunday was VR day, of course. I just stayed in and played VR all day. And then cooked a big old gammon roast in the evening, buddy, and that was a tasty thing indeed. Made my own pigs in blankets from scratch.
Ooh, nice.
By from scratch, I mean I bought some sausages and I bought some bacon and I combined those two fucking things and then cooked them, buddy.
Well played.
Didn't make my own sausages. Could have done that.
Next
time. And that's it, really. Nothing else. Just been working. It's been very boring. There's nothing worth saying about it. I'm going to Southampton the weekend for a weekend away with the missus's brother. It's his birthday, and we're going to have a time down there.
A time.
Pissed up again.
Not a bonanza.
Yeah, we're going to have a time. I don't know. I'll report back on whether it's bonanza-esque next week, but I don't know.
We shall see.
The only other exciting thing that's happened to me is that I got my Move charger through, buddy.
Oh, yes. Is it working?
It's a beautiful little device. It's very cool. I'll point my webcam at it. You'll probably just see some lights. But there you go.
Oh, look at that.
They just stand up in there.
They just,
and,
they pop right
charge.
in and stand there. Yeah.
Little blue lights tell you that it's plugged in properly and they're always charged, buddy. There you go. And contrary to popular belief, that works plugged into my USB dock rather than the console. So it turns out that the Move controllers will not charge unless they're plugged into the PlayStation, unless you get a dock, in which case they'll charge off of anything provided the dock is plugged into them.
Yeah, cool. Well, there you go.
There you go.
That's just retarded.
The more you know. So there you go, buddy. That's
Science.
me.
Nice.
So unless you've got anything else, buddy, we should probably talk about what we've been playing.
Games.
Take it away, Boik. What have you got? What have you been doing?
I have been to Completion Town again, buddy.
Oh!
I made it not once, but twice this week, Completion Town. That's right. 2 times a lady. That's me.
Holy shit, buddy.
I know, right?
Tell us more.
Well, obviously, completed Overcooked with the family. What an epic occasion that was.
Maximum stars.
Maximum stars on everything. Me and the missus even did maximum stars on all the DLC as well now. But
Good Lord.
With the family, we did the final boss, the big old meatball face thing. It was intense. Yeah. It's a great times. Really, really enjoyed that game. And I'm looking forward to playing some of that fucking Bomberman game now that we've got it as well. Can't remember the name of it. Like Bomber Boy.
Bomberman ripoff 2018.
Yeah, that one. I'm looking forward to playing that with them. Secondary game I completed, Titanfall 2, buddy. Completed the single player campaign on that. Me and BT, my homes,
it's BT, not BB, isn't it?
Yeah. BB-8 is on old Star Wars.
And BB King is a jazz musician.
Yeah, and other BP is obviously British Petroleum.
Yep.
Yeah. And BT, British Telecoms. But this is...
I mean, we could just keep going forever.
It's like the P game. I love the P game.
Pilgrim.
I mean, I feel like that's it. I'm going to have to make a channel in the Discord for the P game now.
Just things beginning with P.
Anything you want. Pancakes. Put it in there.
Yeah.
My favourite Pilgrim.
It's your prerogative in many ways.
Oh, prerogative. Nice. Yeah. Anything you want. So yeah, anyway, finished Titanfall 2. It was fucking awesome. I really enjoyed that game. Oh, what an ending. Powerful, moving, compelling, and
I need
rich.
to complete that thing.
Oh, mate, you need to finish it. Fucking... Oh, BT's the man.
Do you know how long it took to go all the way through that? Sort of around 10-hour mark or something?
Yeah, about that. 4 playthroughs? Like, of an evening, so, yeah.
Couple of hours at a time. Yeah. Okay.
You're talking about 10. Between 8 and 12 hours, I would say, depending how retarded you are. Yeah.
Indeed. Depending on whether you're shit or not. Yeah. Fair play.
But yeah, I really like that game. It's so fluid. But, like, even, like, when I die, and it's, like, the majority of the time I die, it's of just me being, a retard. And it's just like where I completely break like the movement, or like I just misjudge a jump or just do something stupid, And it always looks like the death looks so, like, I don't know. You just look like an idiot, kind of.
Well,
thing.
I think the reason why is because it's so smooth and fluid when you're playing it.
Yeah.
That it looks as though it should be really simple and easy. And, and the onus is entirely on you. Like if you fuck it up, I think actually it's relatively difficult, like not hard, but it is hard to
get the jumps
string things together.
Yeah.
But it's so smooth and it feels so good when you get it right that you just feel like such a belly when you get it wrong.
Yeah, definitely. So Titanfall 2, if you haven't completed that, buddy, I highly suggest doing it because it's a really cool story. It's a nice little buddy kind of feeling and stuff like that. It's cool.
Yeah, I'll definitely get through that.
Yeah, maybe.
I think I'm over halfway. So
yeah,
I'll
like I said, a couple more evenings. Yeah, exactly. And finally, buddy, obviously playing Monster Hunter World, hitting the 40-hour mark now. Still haven't got that far into that game. It is mad, crazy hard, like stupidly hard, and I'm like really enjoying it for that fact. It's like
that was going to be my next question. Was 40 hours in
fun?
Now. You're still enjoying it as much?
And yeah, I'm enjoying it even more because obviously I'm finding new monsters and that's the exciting thing about it. And then I go up against them and I give it a good go. But yeah, the majority of the time, like I die. I think the latest one we killed was a Rathalos, which is a big fucking flying dragon kind of thing. It's a beast. It's very difficult. Getting some more strats in using the flash pods, which are... You got like a little slingshot thing and you can fire these like flash bug things up at him and that like knocks him down onto the ground and he's like, oh, I'm all dazed and confused. Then you beat shit out of him and while he's still down there, you put a little trap down, catch him down for another like 10 seconds, beat shit out of him some more and then, rinse and repeat. It's loads of fun.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, like it's really good at like, taking you forward in like the single player, I'm calling it because it isn't really co-op, the single player campaign, and then like not forcing you, but like making you think, okay, right, I need to go back and do these kind of investigations because I need to get like a blade with like whatever kind of element that will do, or which will inflict more damage and things like that. So yeah, like if you love like loot systems and crafting items and pretty much just RPG elements, then yeah, you would like this game. It's just the Japanesey combat that you kind of have to get over, and I've definitely done that because I love it. It's really cool.
I suppose that was going to be my next question, really. I mean, you were kind enough to pop this over to my console when you bought it, and I still haven't fired it up. Do you think that there's anything here for me, or do you think this is just not my bag at all, this sort of game?
See, I know you like RPGs. Like, I'd like fucking look at The Witcher 3. You've played that for hundreds of hours.
It's true.
So you clearly have that kind of ideals about you, but the difference between this and The Witcher 3 is like the story in The Witcher 3 is pretty fucking good, and I'm guessing that's kind of what kept you going, not the fact that you were fighting massive monsters and shit like that.
It's true, and I find also the I don't know if it's the older and fatter that I get, buddy. I struggle to give a shit about all of these intricate systems.
Yeah.
Like I'm struggling to be arsed with intricate systems. It seems to have kind of changed in me in the last year or so. And I take it that there's a fair old whack of that in this.
There's a hell of a lot of learning what can be used and where it can be used and things like that. I mean,
I need to fire it up at some point because it's installed on my fucking system.
Yeah,
I need to
like
give it
that's
a go
the
for
thing.
a couple
Like
of hours.
we'll pop it on and like we'll get involved. We'll take on some of like the easy shit at the beginning and let's see how you get on, really. Because obviously, like I'll just tell you, like, oh no, you need to do this now. So like you won't have to learn the things because I'll just tell you what to do.
That does sound better.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be like your guide. I'll be your monster hunting buddy or whatever. But yeah, I don't think this would be a game that you would sit down and play for God knows how many hours, like, just because of those reasons, really. I think that we've highlighted So yeah.
That seems, no, fair play. Well, I will fire it up at some point, but I'm glad that you're getting into it because it was a minor gamble with it being sort of a little bit sort of not quite as Western as a lot of games. But I think a lot of people are with you, buddy. This thing, am I right in saying is it Capcom that publish it?
Yeah, it's Capcom.
It's their biggest ever.
7.5 million copies sold.
That's
I think
insane,
so far,
is it not? Like,
it's like their fastest selling and also the highest selling now as well. So fucking hats off to them. They've done a cracking job,
man.
And like this can only mean good things for the franchise. Like they're constantly throwing out like new missions. Like at the moment, I think it's the Horizon Zero Dawn mission on there, so you can get like Aloy's armor and stuff like that. And last time it was like get Ryu's outfit and things like that. So it's cool. They keep putting stuff on, and I've joined like the Monster Hunter Reddit now, so I'm getting all kinds of news about like the upcoming DLC and like all the new monsters that they're adding. I'm like, fucking hell, I haven't even like hit like half of the monsters in this game so far, but it's a challenging game. I think that was the main thing I wanted to say in this week's podcast is this is a challenging game, and like I've kind of missed that. Like you know, like playing Titanfall, you can just run through it and do your bits and bobs, but this is like a game where like I failed quite a bit, which would be very frustrating, but I'm like, okay, no, that's kind of like spurred me on to go back and get better shit and then come back and fuck up this big monster because it's just fun.
And it's funny that you're saying that this week of all weeks, like when Bloodborne hit PS Plus.
Yeah, I know.
It's just funny.
Ooh, I can't go back to that game then. Ugh, no.
I've been considering it.
Do it. Let me know how you get on.
Possible crazy talk.
I believe that's crazy talk.
There's an article on Eurogamer today about how someone saying that game isn't hard, and then just a whole comment section of people going, "What are you talking about?
Are you blind?
Are you high?
Yeah. Are you high? Yeah.
Ridiculous. Anyway,
yeah,
no, cool, buddy.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been playing this week, which has been lots of fun.
Beautiful.
What have you been playing, buddy? Where are you taking us?
I'm taking you all the way to VR Town, buddy.
Oh, yes. Let's go.
And I'm starting to wonder if I should like record some little 15-minute accompanying podcast each week just for VR, so that I don't have to trouble the main show with it.
Why? We'll that's what we do. I mean, everyone had to suffer me talking about Destiny 2 for like 3 months.
I don't want anyone
a lot of people
suffer.
unsubscribe. Yeah, no, fuck those guys.
Well, anyway, I'm still playing with my new toy.
Obviously.
And having a lovely time doing so. I've been playing a lot of Super Hot this week. Ooh. Because I hadn't played. I thought there were some levels that were like separate from the main campaign, but it would appear that I was either quite drunk when I was playing some of it when everyone was down, and also I'd like nipped outside or nipped to the loo and just missed a few levels. So no, there's 20 levels of maybe 5 or 6 scenarios in each. And when you complete it, then you've got the opportunity to go and just choose whichever ones you want to do. So I've just been kind of randomly picking them. I moved the TV around a little bit because I kept getting, my left hand kept getting, losing tracking because there's a little wall here, just right in the fucking way. So, I was like reaching out trying to grab shit like in the lower left.
Yeah, and obviously the wall's getting in the way of
let me get it.
The camera and
exactly. I can't see the light on the Move controller, and then because it's super hot all the time, I'm like jogging it about trying to pick stuff up. Time is moving forward and bullets are coming towards me. I'm just like, for fuck's sake. But yeah, I've kind of nobbled that now, and I can actually just kind of pitch the TV around like 15 degrees and solve that completely. So
nice.
That's good news. It's just so fucking cool. That game is so fucking cool, man. Like genuine Matrix simulator.
I'd still find it a bit of a kick to the dick that the original Super Hot and the Super Hot of VR are 2 separate games. Like I wish that was combined as one package, so then I could play it on the console.
Yeah, I mean that's the annoying thing is that I've bought that game, and yeah, as you say, like if that was a one and done, then you'd be able to play the normal version, and I'd be able to play the VR version. But I think that the fact is, like, they are completely different games. They've been rebuilt from the ground up because certain things work in certain ways, and the original game just wouldn't work. But it's just one of the most immersive experiences, and the way that you can deflect bullets like a sort of Jedi, it's just really Moorish. Like, you're constantly looking around for like anything that's like stabby doesn't break when a bullet hits it, whereas there's all these other objects like ashtrays and pots and pans, and depending on where you are, kind of thing. And if they get hit by a bullet, then they just sort of explode. But I found a big frying pan on one of the levels, and I was trying to make it all the way through this scenario, killing these like 6 dudes just with the frying pan, just like deflecting bullets with the pan. And yeah, it's cool. Like, if you throw something at an enemy, then their gun kind of flies towards you if you successfully hit them. So you can grab guns in the air. And I had a couple of moments where I successfully, like, I had a pan in one hand, in my right hand, and an Uzi in the left, and I'm right-handed, so I wanted to switch, and I chucked the pan and the gun in the air, released the buttons to release both items, and then crossed hands and connected and grabbed them, and then just switched. Like, oh man, it makes you feel like such a badass. Such a cool game.
Very cool.
Yeah, you got to check this thing out when you come down. It's so cool. So yeah, I've been playing a lot of that. And the other one that I've been playing loads of is Until Dawn: A Rush of Blood, which is basically shooting gallery ghost train simulator. And it's really well done, this game. I was a little surprised, because obviously I was doing research before I bought the headset as to what games to get.
Yeah.
And it reviewed sort of 6, 7 out of 10. And I think that's probably because it's an on-rails sort of shooting gallery game.
Yeah, it's nothing groundbreaking there kind of thing. Yeah.
No, exactly. And I think, you buy this technology and that's all well and good, but people want innovation. They want original, compelling games, and that's not what it is really. But what it does so well. It's incredible how much it makes your stomach go. You're on a roller coaster all the way through, and you feel all the drops and the turns and stuff, which is bizarre because you got no tactile feedback or anything there. It's just your brain playing tricks on you. But the shooting's really good, and at the start of each level where you hold your sort of arms up out in front of you, and it tracks where they are and then immediately renders arms in the game, which most games don't do, I think, because it's hard to get the tracking exactly right, and it can actually be immersion breaking.
Yeah.
So a lot of games have just got the hands, but I find that more lacking in immersion than anything, to be honest.
Yeah, because it's just like, floaty hands.
Exactly. Like, it's not exactly realistic.
A pair of gloves.
yeah, like fucking MJ's about. Here we go. As this game wears on, the levels get harder for one thing. There's more enemies rushing you and stuff, but the jump scares ramp up as well. And there's a couple of times where I've kicked this coffee table over, jumped out my skin, just a couple of moments. And I was fighting this, I think it's like the 3rd or 4th level. There's this, I would probably describe her as a witch. Yeah. And she runs about like the Tasmanian devil. So she's just she's there and then she's there and then she's there, like all over the place. And then she'll stop for a second. And if you don't shoot her immediately, she just rushes up to your carriage and just starts like pecking at you and screaming in your face. And it's right in your face.
Yeah.
Like, against your face because you're wearing the headset. It's quite terrifying, I would say. Gives you a great deal of incentive to have a lot of accuracy there, buddy. But yeah, it's all gimmicks and bells and whistles, but it's so nicely put together. Just really enjoying it. I've been playing through the same level. It keeps track of your score throughout, both level-based and your overall score throughout the campaign. There's lots of collectibles to get. There's these little gnomes that are kind of hidden throughout each level. There's like 10 in each one. And you got to try and... you just got to try and find them and shoot them, and it's the trophies come up and they sort of come down the screen like right in front of your eyes. It's just, yeah, it's something, buddy. It's something. So
yeah, scary games. I'm there.
I think once you play Resi for a bit, though, you're pretty much prepared for anything. I think I could probably play like Outlast, and
yeah,
you know, I'd have no trouble anymore because Resi's just so fucking terrifying when you feel like you're actually in there with it.
Really selling it to me, buddy.
It's really good, though. It's really good.
Yeah, it's one of them things you just have to experience. You know, you got to try these things.
Once you've put yourself through it and been made to like jump 5 times, then you start laughing. You still jump, but you'll laugh while you do it. It just doesn't affect you in the same way anymore. So, yeah, it gets easier.
Myself up for it. Yeah,
Gibbons, exactly. Yeah. So, no, to be honest, just more VR stuff. I haven't pulled there's 2 or 3 bits of software that I kind of still want. One of them is Eve Valkyrie, which I haven't pulled the trigger on.
Yeah.
Moss, I haven't bought that yet. It's $24.99 and it runs to 3 hours, and that's not very long, but it's supposed to be so good that I think we will end up pulling the trigger on that one.
Yeah.
And the other one that I was looking forward to and is reviewed appallingly badly is Bravo Team, which is another supermassive game. So this is the Until Dawn guys once again. This is a co-op cover shooter, which I thought sounded like it had a lot of promise. Apparently it's just a buggy mess. Like, it's scored terribly on every website I've seen it on. Total write-off. Everyone's saying don't buy it. So
hopefully they'll fix it with a few patches, but
I mean, that'd help.
It might be beyond that. I don't know.
Gibbons, kind of still a little bit interested in Farpoint, but that controller, the PlayStation Aim controller, is
the
it?
Aim controller, yeah.
It's fucking £80 or something. That thing, like, just a piece of plastic.
Bravo Team with the Aim controller for £60 at the moment.
Okay,
that might be.
Yeah, I think it was
around that.
I think I saw Farpoint and the controller for 75. I guess Bravo Team, they know it's going to bomb. So,
yeah, that's the thing. Keep an eye out for that one, because that's the one that's going to get dirt cheap because it's shit.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I think
keep
I'll
an
get
eye
there
out
with
that.
I'll let you know if I see any good deals.
Please do.
Yeah, man.
I've also now got a VR friend.
What?
Which we will go into later in the show, but I'll keep that a secret for now. But my VR friend fired something up on my friends list, and I was like, I don't know what that is. So I found it on the store. It's called Anywhere VR. And it is a series of 360 cams on beaches, mountains, the Great Wall of China. You can buy insanely overpriced packs of like locations. For example, $7.99 for a pack of 8 to 10 locations.
Bargain.
It's got all of this like chilled out music. So yeah, you just kind of use like, oh look, I'm on the beach in the Seychelles.
Yeah, I'm just watching a video. It's like
some jazz
on the beach.
It's like you can get all of this on YouTube.
Is it Mount Fuji? Oh,
yes, exactly. It's got Mount Fuji. It's got the Great Wall of China.
Can't you do like? Doesn't Google do like a VR thing? Like, isn't like Google World or Google Earth VR now, and you can just do that?
I think that would probably be what this is aiming for and failing to produce. The other thing that's incredibly weird about this Anywhere VR thing is it's got a companion app for Android. And basically you can make your phone appear. So the idea is, if you're relaxing, I mean, the video on the PlayStation Store is just this woman comes home. She's like, "Oh, I'm so knackered from the day. I need to relax." And she puts on, she fires up her PS4, puts her headset on, and then goes to the beach. And she's like, "Oh, I'm so relaxed," kind of thing. And then she picks her phone up, and it appears in the game. Fucking game. It's not a game.
In the game.
Anyway, so there's a bit of a problem with this, and I might just be a fucking idiot and have not like worked it out, or maybe it's just not compatible properly with my phone. But I loaded up the companion app, and it literally just looks for a PS4 on the same wireless network and finds it, and then goes, connect to Anywhere VR.
To it. Yeah.
and then your phone appears like floating in front, like to the right of you, just floating there. At which point, it's like, well, now what? So there's an inherent problem here where if I'm wearing a VR headset, buddy,
yeah,
I can't see my phone.
You can't.
I can see my
phone.
Screen.
You can see
on the screen in the game thing or whatever.
Yeah.
I can't see my physical phone. I don't know where my thumb is.
Your thumb's on your hand.
I can't work my phone without looking at my phone.
Without seeing it, yeah.
It's a
because
touch screen. There's no buttons.
No, there's no like indentations like on a keyboard or whatever. No, it's not like
So
Braille.
I was like, and then I thought, well, they must have thought of that. Maybe you do know where everything is on your phone. So I had to go for a little while, and I disabled Wi-Fi was the first thing I accidentally did, blind, and then I added like another fucking desktop page and fucking put a clock widget on it by mistake.
Nice. Well played.
The moral of the story is, buddy, no, you cannot use your phone blind. And I was like rubbing my finger around the screen of my phone, thinking, oh, maybe there's some sort of icon, like a mouse appears in the VR experience.
Yeah, so you can see where your finger is. Or something. No.
No.
Cool.
Maybe with Sony phones it works, or there's something that I'm missing. But no,
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No.
So
So what's the phone meant to do while you're?
It's just your phone.
Thing?
The only idea is that you can use your phone. Browse your phone without taking off the headset and staying on the virtual beach or the virtual mountain or whatever.
Yeah, I get you.
Which I suppose makes sense.
That would
like,
be
if
great
you're a wanker.
if you could see your phone, yeah, and you were a wanker, yeah.
So yeah, there you go, buddy. That's this week's VR Town. There'll be more to come. But we should probably talk about a game that we played together amongst obviously many on game night. We had our normal Project Cars and Wild Pants and Pairs and so on. But the star of the show, buddy, was a game that we were talking about last week when Funcast for suggestions of what we could replace Pez with because he was getting fucking sick of that shit. Dewey Cox. And we said Rocket League. And we played Rocket League on game night, buddy. And how fun was Rocket League on game night?
It was a huge success. It got rid of the competitiveness. It was just shenanigans all the way around. It was just so much fun. That game is one of the best party games out there, kind of thing. It's just such a relaxing game, but I don't know. It's a magical game in any way, shape, or form.
It is, and how did you feel, like, control-wise? Like, it's been a long time since we've played it. The thing that I always find with Rocket League when I go back to it after an extended break is that I'm always ahead of the ball. The ball's just floatier than I remember every time I go back.
The gravity on that ball is just weird. Like, I'm always, like, just underneath it or just in front of it, or I'm always just somewhere, but not on the ball.
I'm pretty sure you can edit that. Like, I think you can change the gravity levels.
Yeah, if we're playing private matches, I think, there's all kinds of options that we can choose, which is...
We need to give that a go.
Yeah, we'll have to look into it and come up with some stupid game modes, obviously, like we do. Should be lots of fun.
They've done some cool shit with this, though, haven't they? And there's certainly a lot of arenas now that we hadn't seen.
Yeah, there's
before.
loads of stuff to do in this game. I remember when it first came out, it was quite bare bones, and then they started adding all kinds of things to it. Like, what was it? The music, like playlist and editor and things like that, where you could pause it and skip tracks and things. I was like, this game doesn't need that, but fair dues.
Yeah, absolutely. It's still got one of the best partying up systems. It was one of the first to have a proper partying up system.
It was a bit retarded, though, seeing as there was 6 of us at the bottom saying that we were all teamed up, which is fine. It tells us that we're in the team. But then there was only 4 cars on the screen. I'm like, has that worked?
Yeah, that was a bit strange.
Yeah. But, I'm guessing because normally when you play online, you're going to play against other people, and the highest amount on one team you can have is 4 in, I think it's like chaos mode, it's called.
Yeah,
I remember.
I really like that thing it does as well, where if someone hasn't read it up or they've fucked off to the loo or whatever, then it just chucks an AI in until they come back. And likewise, if you pause the game, it'll just replace you with an AI for the interim.
Yeah,
and
no,
then,
that's really good.
And then just switch
Really,
you
really
back
good.
in on the fly, like once you unpause and start moving again. It's very, very clever, and it's all just designed to keep things flowing nicely. And
Yeah,
I think it may well become a permanent fixture of game night, if I'm honest, because
I'm happy with that because it's loads of fun.
it's so much fun. And as you say, like a wonderful antidote to the seriousness of, I suppose, both wild pants and also when we're playing 3v3s on PES, it can get a little bit full on as well. So
Yeah, totally. Yeah, man. You need that light humour.
yeah, you need a little bit of light-hearted radio-controlled car football.
Obviously. That's what you need.
So there we go, buddy. Unless you've got anything else, I think we should probably move on.
No, that's me done, buddy.
And now it's time for the news. Number one.
Number Wang.
Detroit Become Human finally has a release date, buddy, and that release date is the 25th of May. I am here to ask whether you give a shit about that.
Oh, that would be no.
That'd be negatory, good buddy.
Yeah, that would be a no.
Did you play Heavy Rain? I feel like you might have had that on PS3.
I did have it on PS3.
And what did you make of that?
It was interesting, but ultimately shit.
Right.
I would say, in a nutshell, yeah, that was fine. Loads of quick time events. I mean, the story seemed to have some kind of thing about it. Serial killer, origami, rain. I feel like that's what it had, and that was about it, really. And yeah, no, I never completed it because I just got bored of the controls, really, and didn't really enjoy the gameplay or lack of.
Certainly lack of, yeah. I mean, obviously, I bring that. He's had games since, like Beyond Two Souls and so on. But yeah, I mean, that was the one that looks most sort of thematically like Detroit. So I suppose that's probably where they've got that in common, at least.
The thing that confuses me about Detroit was like, pretty much in every trailer or whatever I've seen, it's always just on that one rooftop. Is it just that one rooftop? Is that the entire game?
It looks. I'm not certain because they're always weirdly put together. But from what I've seen in terms of preview content, it looks a lot like it's going to be a series of. It's a little bit like Hitman. But you're always an android, and you can make multiple.
Have to make all the different decisions. Yes. I mean, it could be good.
It won't. It won't be good.
Doesn't mean I'm going to play it, though.
No, I think it's going to be ball bag. Either way, that's out on the 25th of May, buddies. Nice. So if you're waiting for that one, now you know. You know now.
You know now, and you can wait a bit longer.
Yeah, number two, new VR game, and you'll notice VR stories sneaking into the news more and more over the coming months, buddies. I can't imagine why that is.
I don't know why, no.
It's something that's likely to happen. There's a new VR game being announced from Cyan, who are the makers of Myst and Riven. That's going back a bit.
Wow.
Did you ever play Myst on the, like in...
Yeah.
Was it like 92 or something?
First person kind of...
Yeah, it was like
thing.
Yeah, it was like screens, like painted sort of screens.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
and then you have to work out all. It was like
puzzles.
What's the game that I like playing? There's I'm thinking of there's that Android game, that Agent A, where you have to work out clues to unlock new rooms and things like that. But this is like a big boys version of that kind of game.
Really old school,
very difficult from what I remember. And gave up on that quick because I was like, what the fuck is this?
I think it's fair to say, though, if you think about Myst, in terms of turning a game that suits a VR experience, probably missed, I would say.
I'd say Mist
and
is a good one.
I think looks like Cyan agree because they've been working for some time on a game called Firmament, which is a first-person puzzle adventure game specifically designed for VR. Very few details so far. There's a nice little 2.5-minute trailer, but it's essentially a load of CG and voice acting. It sets a bit of a mood and tone, but doesn't really give the game away about anything to do with the game itself or what it will look like. But either way, it's another VR game that's been announced, so I'm fucking happy, mate. And it's coming to both PC platforms, so Oculus and Vive, and PSVR, but no release date just yet.
Nice.
Next, Destiny, buddy. I don't know if you've heard the news. Destiny 2. It's getting an exciting new mode for the upcoming Iron Banner campaign. I don't know if you've heard about this, buddy.
What's that, mate?
It's an exciting new mode.
Yeah, fresh and new and all that lot.
What they've done is, I mean, I don't know how they came up with it. I just don't know. It's absolutely amazing. But they're taking Crucible, right?
Yeah.
And Crucible, of course, is 4v4, isn't it, buddy?
4v4, yeah.
4v4. And they're going to make it 6v6, buddy.
What?
Yeah.
That doesn't work out.
6v6.
When I do multiplayer, I play 4 players.
No, this is 6v6, buddy.
But I only play as a 6 when I do the raid.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say about this? I don't know how they came up with the idea.
I don't like it.
No. Unimaginable, groundbreaking ideas coming out of Bungie these days, buddy. So yeah, there you go.
They
6v6.
are literally just retracting everything they've done slowly and surely and just going back to
turning
Destiny
it into the
1.
original game.
Like, a load of Destiny streamers have just gone back to playing Destiny 1. Like, on Twitch and stuff like that. Because they're just like, this is more fun.
It's not great, is it?
It's not a good look. But hey, they bring it back.
I mean, the changes that Activision made in the last few weeks with their management, bringing some big game devs, head honchos, and promoting them into positions where they're going to be kind of hopefully in control of future IPs. I'm talking about Sledgehammer. The CEO has been promoted into Activision's kind of big boy division. And some of the members of his team, I think Activision obviously are now aware that they've got a bit of a problem here because they haven't got that many
problem with that game.
IPs, and their IPs aren't doing very well. So
no, I mean, were Call of Duty sales? I think they were up this year, but that was because Infinite Warfare did really bad compared to Black Ops, didn't it?
It did badly. So a lot of people held out for standalone Modern Warfare remaster rather than buying that. And then World War II is a more popular, obviously off the back of Battlefield 1, people wanted to go back into history to a degree, and Sledgehammer make a good game as well, which helps matters.
It does help, doesn't it? Yeah.
Either way, that's what's happening with Destiny 2 this week, buddy, and we'll swiftly move on, I think. This year's Battlefield game will allegedly be set during World War II. The game has had the codename Battlefield 2 during its development process, which kind of gave the game away to a degree. It's now been renamed Battlefield 5. Apparently the V stands for both 5 and victory. Victory symbol there. Or perhaps a 2-fingered salute to consumers, buddy. Look forward to a load of Season Pass, DLC, loot box fucking bullshit with an ESRB sticker on the front telling you all about that. The game will be inevitably riddled with those things, I would imagine. I presume. You would suspect.
I can only hope.
Yeah, Gibbons. So there you go. We'll move on. New Xbox update features some cool shit. That's the headline that I wrote.
That's beautiful, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, if Polygon would run with headlines like that, they'd do a lot better, and people would accuse them of being so po-faced.
Well, yeah, there is that.
There's some cool stuff here. The most interesting, albeit probably pointless, feature that they have added to Xbox is a remote play integration option with Mixer.com. This is aka Beam.fucking-pro, buddy.
Yeah, we're on it right now.
We're on it right now. You can find us on Mixer.com. This is the JfG podcast. We're streaming this disaster right now.
It's amazing.
It's basically Microsoft's attempt at YouTube, or Twitch, I suppose, is probably more like it. Either way, this is remote play integration with Mixer.com. So basically this is streamers will be able to pass control of their game over to anyone watching, which is really cool.
That's really cool, but very dangerous.
And I suppose there'll be some safety mechanisms in place where you can't bring up like the dashboard menu.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Get out of the game.
Well, it's like when you share play on PS4, like when you go into a menu that is hidden, that message comes up saying like the user is in a menu that you can't see right now.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm sure that'll all be there. I'm sure,
yeah,
but it's funny, kind of. I don't know how they came up with that. Really, I suppose Twitch has had that.
Isn't it?
Yeah, to a degree.
Oh yeah, but they've had Twitch plays and stuff, haven't they?
They've had sort of, yeah. I mean, it started ages and ages ago with. I can't remember what website was it NeoGAF or Reddit, where they were controlling like some
Pokemon.
old Mario game, or maybe it was Pokemon.
I know that
it was
Twitch play Pokemon. I remember watching that quite a bit. It was interesting.
So this is just the next step along that road, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's another form of interaction with like streamers and viewers and stuff like that. It's kind of cool.
It's very cool. Like you can imagine streaming something like you're really struggling, and someone's like, "I can fucking do it," and you're like, "Go on then."
I can fucking do that. Blah 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 blah, and you're like, "Fucking go on then, you twat. Show me." I mean that, and then they just go and do it, and you're like, "Fair dues. Tip of the cap."
Good stuff. Many options. Probably won't get used very much, I wouldn't have thought, but very cool anyway. Fair play to them.
Yeah,
other features of this update include 1440p res for Xbox One S and X users, the new Edge browser with download and upload features, and volume faders for background and in-game sound, so you can get a nice balance if you're playing music or whatever.
Nice.
That's quite nice, isn't it, having a little sort of fader system?
Oh, yes.
So this has already been rolled out to members of the Xbox Insider program. There's no proper release date announced for it just yet, but it's not NDA'd or anything like that, so I'd imagine we're going to see some interesting stuff, certainly about that remote play, in the coming days. So it should be
nice. Gibbons?
What's next? Here we go. Blizzard news, buddy. Blizzard tweeted a short video of a Diablo nightlight, like a nightlight that you plug, the ones you plug into the wall and they light up.
Yeah.
So it was one of those, but of the Diablo logo. So they tweeted like a 6-second video of someone plugging that into the wall, switching it on, and then switching it off. That was the video, okay? Now, the internet, quite rightly I would say, assumed that this was Blizzard teasing a Switch version of Diablo.
I could see that with the Switch.
With the Switch. It makes sense. They're switching it on, they're switching it off, they're teasing Diablo for the Switch. So that was the headline that everyone rang with. Like 2 hours later, Blizzard came out and tweeted saying, "We have absolutely no plans to bring Diablo 3 to the Switch." And then a few days later, i.e. today for us, Eurogamer ran a story saying, "Our sources confirm 100% that this project is a thing and in the works right now."
Of course it is.
So Blizzard are really weird as far as I'm concerned. Why would you...
I don't know, put out a teaser trailer or whatever, whatever that is, and then be like, "What are you on about? We don't know nothing about this."
Because now we know it is happening. That's all that video can be, is a Switch tease. So why would you deny it?
I don't know, because they're weird.
Isn't that strange?
It's very strange.
Either way, nailed on, buddies. Diablo 3 coming to Switch. So there you go. Good game, that. Very good game. Next, Microsoft is reviving Inside Xbox, which was an Xbox Live show which ran from 2008 to 2012. I used to watch it on my 360. It was hosted by Andy Farrant, now of Outside Xbox, and Dan Mayer, now of the Explosive Alan video production company. He had a show on Bravo for a little while as well. I watch a fair bit of outside Xbox content. I've always liked those two guys ever since we were introduced to them in '08. But they won't be involved in this. But most of the other guys who were involved in it will be. So we're talking Larry Herb, who was Major Nelson, Graham Boyd, AC Bongos, and Lydia Ellery, whose gamer tag I don't know. The show will be presented by these guys, and possibly some special guests or someone else as well. But I don't know how they're going to roll that out. Is that going to go out on the YouTube channel? Is that going to be exclusive to the console?
No, it'll go on YouTube and the console. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. What was the guy? Was it Mr. Pointyhead or?
Yeah, as Dan Mayer was Mr. Pointyhead, and I think Andy Farron was it like Super Kalo or something like that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
his gamer tag. They were funny.
Yeah, they were good.
Stuff.
I really enjoyed seeing the videos when they popped up on the 360 and stuff like that. I always used to watch them. It was cool.
It was just cool as well because we really weren't used to having a video game console that was a genuine like media platform. So it was kind of cool to have this streamed content. Like this was before. Well, I suppose it was. '08 would have been like before the Netflix app, was it? Or certainly around that time.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. To be honest, that's 10 years ago, mate.
Yeah, it's a while. It's a while.
A lot has happened.
Gibbons. There you go.
But yeah, no, it's cool. I think it's a good idea to get that back in.
Yeah, I'll totally watch it. I'm always interested in Xbox stuff, even though I don't have one. Obviously, It affects the PC market in a way that kind of makes you want to take note. And also, we do a gaming podcast, buddy, so quite important to be clued up to some degree. So
indeed.
So there we go. Next, a couple of little tidbits to end here, buddy. Someone has turned the ultra downvoted Reddit comment from Battlefront 2. The community team posted the comment, and it became the most downvoted ever Reddit.
Yeah.
Someone's turned that comment into a loot box skin for Battlefront 2. So it's a mod that turns all the loot crates into skinned with that comment on them. Black Ops 4 baseball cap spotted on ESPN at basketball match. Sources confirm it's this year's game and is being made by Treyarch like the last one. It had been strongly rumoured anyway. Whether a hat confirms things, I'm not totally certain.
Yeah,
but
I mean, you could quite easily make that hat on multiple hat-making websites.
Exactly. So either way, it sounds like that is happening. But the hat's kind of relevant to the story. But there we go. And finally, from me, buddy, there's a Nintendo Direct scheduled for tonight at 10 p.m, which is in 40 minutes. So, fuck you. If anything happens
News about Nintendo, innit?
Yeah, we'll tell you next. If anything happens there, we will talk about it next week. And yes, there you go. So that's it from me, buddy. That's my news. Pretty time to hand over to you for my favourite section. I'm sure the listeners as well, buddy. And that would be Ash's News Favourite Things of the Week.
If you like news but hate information, you have found the right place. Ash's News Favorite Thing of the Week.
Cheers, buddy. Yeah, I had loads of news. That's all being used now in the news, obviously. And generic talking. But I do have a few things. Spyro the Dragon, I hear you say. What a game. Yep, apparently demo code of that game was found in the Crash Bandicoot remastered. So looks like we're going to get a remastered version of Spyro.
Oh, God, the missus is going to want that as well.
Great.
We play that for a week and then never again.
Yeah, that will happen. Ubisoft, cracking team of developers there. They're expanding their Division team. So keep an eye out for the Division 2, possibly at maybe E3 or sometime, maybe, who knows?
Okay.
Oh yeah, news on the Division. I bought the season pass because it was a tenner this weekend, and I thought, why not? So, gonna give some of that extra content a burn at some point when I can be asked.
I mean, you've had a fair bit of enjoyment out of going through that game again with your dad,
yeah,
so
it's been
it was
good
kind
fun.
of probably a sensible purchase if you were hankering for more.
Like for like 10 quid or 5 quid each or whatever, you know. Fuck it. really? That was my thought. That's not really a lot of money, and
Yeah,
even
you might
if
get
I only
another
play it
20
for, like,
hours or something.
yeah,
you know?
exactly. I don't know how much, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Far Cry 5 arcade version is what we were talking about earlier, so I'll go into it a little bit more. Far Cry 5 is coming out in a couple of months. I've seen a few videos. It looks really nice, but as we all know, and we've discussed in the Discord, plug again, that gameplay isn't going to be that great. More than likely.
In the past, Far Cry's been pretty stale.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that compelling and big open worlds of nothingness.
But
graphically awesome.
But Far Cry 5 will have this thing called Far Cry Arcade Buddy. Now, there's a little teaser trailer, like 3-minute video of what this is, and it's literally loads of fucking assets from Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, other Ubisoft games that I can't think of right now. And you can build your own levels. You can have single player. You can have co-op. You can have up to 12-player online multiplayer games. And yeah, it's all free. You don't have to have a season pass to access this or anything. And I was just thinking, is this going to be like Snap Map, or is it going to which was a bit of a ball bag, or is it going to be more like Trials kind of style where there's actually some really good shit on there?
It certainly sounds interesting and worth looking into, whatever it's going to be.
I think so. I definitely recommend having a quick ganders at that Far Cry Arcade YouTube video. Just have a quick look, because maybe. Just saying, who knows?
Yeah.
Killer Instinct and Skyrim Switch port dev Iron Galaxy have been talking about, or how they would like to bring Monster Hunter World to the Switch.
Do you think that's viable, though?
I think that game would run terribly on the Switch.
Because it doesn't run great on the PS4, does it?
It doesn't. I mean, you're looking at, it's going to stay above 30 frames.
And it doesn't look that great either. Like, it looks all right.
Yeah.
So it's going to look worse and run worse.
To the visuals on that game, and I kind of like them now.
Oh, you've got used to it, I suppose. And
yeah.
I mean, the foliage and stuff's
like
quite nice, isn't it? And it can be quite nice in places.
Yeah, some of the other levels that I've been to and stuff, I'm like, oh, this is really cool, actually. And the level design's pretty interesting as well. But yeah, I just, it's good that, like, if they do bring it to the Switch, that's cool, because, a lot of people will play that on the go. But I just don't think it'll run very well, to be honest.
I think that would be my concern, yeah. I mean, considering they can't get much performance out of it on the major consoles, to release it on something that's got the power of, like, a bit more than a 360, I would worry. Let's put it that way. But
yeah.
But hey, we'll see.
A little bit of news here. Skyrim artist reveals he modelled the look of the game's giants, like the big giants in that game, modelled it on his dad.
Okay.
The actual look of his dad. And the articles in the Discord again, obviously. And yeah, there's a photo of his dad, and it's like, yeah, that looks like him. That's really weird. He looks like the giants in Skyrim.
That's really cool.
Obviously not all grey and mangly, but like facial features, yeah. Definitely looks like the giants, which is weird as fuck, yeah.
I gotta say, I am going to eventually have to get that.
Oh, what, Skyrim VR?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, definitely. Be worth a punt.
It's going to have to happen. It's 45 quid, though.
I know. I've seen it disc version for about 30. But that still, I think, is still a bit too high, I would say.
I know it's VR, but it's such an old game. Like,
yeah, and it'll be even worse
not
in
good.
VR. Like, graphically, surely. I don't know. Yeah, it'll be worth playing, though, wouldn't it?
Definitely. I think I'll wait till it goes sort of 25 digitally before I pick that up.
Yeah. Finally, buddy, big breaking news this. Huge news. The first details about GTA 6 have been leaked.
Have they?
Apparently so. So this comes from YouTube channel The Know, I believe, who previously leaked Dark Souls 3 claims and were true when it came out. And apparently they know the release date and the location of the next installment.
Wow, okay.
This could be ultimate bollocks, but they're saying that the game's going to be released in 2022, 4 years' time.
And that'll be on a new console.
That'll probably be on... No, that'll be on all the consoles, so they're going to span it again. So it'll come out on PS4, PS5, PC again a year later, you know, like they did with GTA 5. It's going to be set in Vice City. So we're going back to the 80s, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah.
Which is cool. I'm happy about that. And have a female lead character.
Okay.
I can see all of those things being true.
And I suppose, yeah, I mean, that does kind of tick the Rockstar boxes because, you know, they're always out to kind of push the boundaries story-wise and cause a bit of controversy. And I suppose a female protagonist, but set in the 80s, it'd be like in a kind of Florida kind of setting, which is kind of what Vice City was. There'd be like proper chauvinistic, kind of sexist kind of attitudes and stuff. Like it caused plenty of conflict. It'd probably work very, very well. But think about the fucking soundtrack, buddy. Man.
Just don't. It'd be so good.
I should send them my Spotify playlist, effing 80s winner.
And they can just be like, yeah, we'll put all of these on.
There you go. Let's license all that shit. You got the money.
Yeah, indeed. So there you go, buddy. It ended on a fucking news bombshell right there.
Gibbons. Cheeky.
One for you. Yeah, could be bollocks though, obviously. So here you go. There's some news from me, and that was, I guess, news from you as well.
And that was the news. And now it's time for Out This Week.
And that's out this week, buddy. What we got? Anything good?
I haven't looked up this middle game. I'm going to do it now.
What, the Raven remastered?
Yeah, what is it?
It sounds... I'm guessing it's the Raven, but remastered.
It's an old school point and click crime thriller. There we go. So out this week we've got the Raven Remastered, which is a point and click style 3D crime thriller, buddies.
Crime.
I don't know. Obviously, you know, I know all about that shit, but
I know about crime.
Now you're informed as well. We have Devil May Cry HD Collection coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One. We've got Gollum coming to PSVR, and this is again another game that I very much like the look of. It's not Gollum as in Smeagol.
Precious.
It's big old stone golems that you can control in first person and switch between. Not a lot has been shown of it, if I'm honest, so it's quite interesting that it's coming out so soon. But yeah, I need to find out more about this game. I need to see some previews and stuff. Not sure what the price point is at this moment in time, but it's a PSVR game, so I'm interested, buddy.
Nice.
We also have Kirby Star Allies on the Switch. Nice to see a Kirby game on a Nintendo console, buddy.
Yeah,
they tend to be
crazy.
rather fun.
Yeah.
And the other, I suppose, big one is Burnout Paradise Remastered, which arrives on the PS4 and Xbox One this week. Rather suddenly, I would say.
It's a quick turnaround since
it looks nice.
The announcement and it coming out.
Making those mega bucks, buddy, from the remasters.
Yeah, but fuck
you
EA,
at all
buddy.
tempted?
Fuck EA, no chance.
It was a good game, though, wasn't it?
It's EA, though, mate.
We've been after an arcade racer.
Not this one, though. It wasn't big enough. The map wasn't big enough. I know it has... I'm guessing this has the expansion, and yeah, includes 8 main DLC packs as well. What was the expansion called? I can't remember now. Something bollocks. But yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Not really. I mean, I've played that game a lot when it came out the first time.
I mean, I'm not asked really. Especially now I've got Drive Club VR, which is pretty arcadey, and I can play that. So yeah, there you go.
Oh well.
Maybe
so
that's
next
it.
week.
That's it, buddy. That's out this week. Now it's time for Fuckwit Corner.
Fuckwit Corner with funk. Fuckwit Corner with funk. He's got some questions for funk.
Has he got any questions?
Funk says this. Yeah. Got Sniper Elite 4. It's decent.
Nice.
Each level is a sandbox and you go around different areas doing your business. It's cool because you do one area like a maniac and sneaky in the others. Co-op 2 and a survival mode.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Up until the co-op bit, I was going to say was, sounds like
Hitman.
Metal Gear Solid to me.
Oh, okay. I was thinking Hitman.
I've played
Especially
the
the
game
way
that you're
you
describing.
play Hitman.
Yeah, the way I play Hitman is intriguing.
Indeed.
Metal Gear Solid is a sandbox game where you go around different areas doing your business, and you can do one area like a maniac and sneaky in others. These games have always been. I've almost bought many different Sniper Elite games without ever actually taking the plunge proper. Are you tempted by this at all?
I don't know. I'm always tempted by the Sniper Elite games. I think since like 2, maybe.
Have you ever bought any of them?
I've never bought any of them. I've played the demos of a couple of them quite intensely, because I remember the first time playing one and getting like the headshot with the bullet time and then seeing it go through their skull, and so I was just like, wow, that's just fucking like bullet porn or whatever, that kind of phrase or something. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, it's always a thought, but I don't know. For some reason, I've always just been like, meh, I'm just not really. I don't know why I've never bought one, because they've been in sales and things like that previous, and we've thought about buying them because, like, I think Funk said it was Sniper Elite 3. It's all, you can play the whole thing co-op and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, we should do that. But I don't know. We just never got around to buying one of them.
I'm a little bit tempted by this because of the fun I've had in Metal Gear, if anything. The idea of doing that co-op.
Yeah.
It would be cool. Would be nice.
Well, maybe we'll keep an eye out for it.
I think so, buddy. I think so.
Cool.
Yeah, so short and sweet, but thanks very much for that, Funk. Every week, we end the show with questions and comments sent in by you. If you've got anything for us, just pop an email to the jfgpodcast@gmail.com or contact us on Facebook, Twitter, or at justforgamers.co.uk. And now it's time for JfG Street Beat.
You got a question we wanna know. Street Beat. Facebook, Twitter, we're on them all. So hit us up and be on the show. Street Beat. The JfG Street Beat.
Street Beat.
We want to know.
Get on the show.
Get on the show, and these people have got on the show, buddy. Firstly, Dan has been in touch on Facebook. Competition winner Dan, you'll remember. As well as friend of the podcast, Dan.
Friend of the podcast, Dan. Competition.
He sent us a
got all the
message this
titles.
week, buddy, with a little picture as well. The message read, "You guys have costed me a fortune." And the picture was of a brand spanking new PSVR box, buddy, with a copy of Resident Evil 7 and Super Hot VR.
Wow. He's been a busy boy.
Here's my my special VR friend, buddy. I I mean, he was in touch a couple of weeks ago saying that he tried it out and was amazed and was loving it, and he's obviously listened to me harp on about it for weeks as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really interesting. I'm looking forward to getting his take on things. I popped him a message saying, get in there and get Starblood Arena before it goes off PS Plus.
Obviously,
he was a step ahead of us, buddy. He'd already done that. And sent a message to me the following day saying that game is Chunder Town.
Box quote.
He's not wrong. That game is Chunder Town. Holy shit.
Nice.
Yeah, that's something, that game. So yeah, I'm going to pop him a message and get his take on things after he's had it for a week or so. It'd be interesting to hear. Obviously, we heard the initial thoughts of JJ many moons ago, and then you've heard what I think, and now we've got someone else to get an opinion of as well, buddy. So we'll make sure we get some stuff from him soon and work out how he's getting on with it.
Nice.
What else? Funk has now joined us on Twitch, buddy. He's become a friend on Twitch.
Friend.
You too can join us on Twitch, buddies, by going to twitch.tv/the JfG podcast and adding us as a friend. We'd like that. So there you go. And then finally, you remember last week we were talking very briefly about PJ mentioned his Vita, and we were wondering if he had any interest in picking up the Switch. And PJ replied this week, buddies. He said, I have no interest at all in picking up a Switch, so I won't be doing that. Which is pretty conclusive, buddy.
Serious.
Yeah, seems sort of seared with kind of a calm anger that made me quite confused. And Funk as well, inevitably, who asked if it was a price thing or wouldn't it be good on the train because PJ commutes. And PJ said it would be good. It's just too much at the moment. I wouldn't pay current price, even on the deals available. It would probably be good on the train, but to be honest, nothing about it really interests me enough to even consider at what price I might jump in at. So there you go.
He just clearly doesn't like Mario.
It's not for him.
Sonic weirdo when he was a kid.
I think a lot of people are rubbed up the wrong way by the way Nintendo markets themselves with this, like, oh, we're so different.
Retardedly,
kind of thing.
You mean?
Yeah, a little bit. Anyway, it kind of encouraged me to have a bit of a think about handhelds, because obviously the Vita's been out for ages. Most people aren't really interested at this point. They
just hack it, mate. Then you get free games. You put Homebrew on there.
I mean, it looks like the Switch
I'm not
is on the way.
It
looks like the Switch is on the way. Like people have got Linux going on that thing.
Yeah.
But I just wondered, in terms of retail releases, like what exactly is available if you want to get a handheld right now. What do you buy? So I did some research this week.
If you want a 2DS.
Well, I mean, it's certainly for games library and stuff. You're away there, aren't you?
Yeah, but once again, Nintendo in it.
But I did some looking around, and there are a few handhelds that you don't hear about at all.
Okay.
And I found this one that I was just going to mention. This is all pointless because I don't think PJ actually wants to buy another handheld. I certainly don't. But here we are.
But hey, this is where we got to.
Yeah, so I was looking at something with a decent processor in it, but also something that was probably running like Android, because you're going to get the battery life then, which is quite important. So you can get a lot of Android portable games machines. Obviously, Android's a system that's, if it's rooted and if it's cracked, then you can install whatever you want on there. There's lots of emulators available. There's also remote streaming stuff. I mean, obviously, you can use the PlayStation's remote streaming app to play PS4 on it as well. That's what I was kind of looking for. And I found this thing, which is the Droid Box XO gaming handheld console. GPD XD.
Just on the website having a little ganders.
Yeah, so it looks like an old school DS, but it's got two analog sticks that are kind of sunken in either side. You've got the dual screens, but the top one flips up and is quite large. It runs Android. It's got 32 gig of storage natively and SD slots as well. It's got Wi-Fi. It's SIM compatible. It's got 2 gig of DDR3 RAM. It's got a 5-inch touchscreen, 10 gaming buttons, quad-core processor, 2 gig of RAM. And there just seems to be so many options here. Like, I was thinking of all the things that you could do with this thing. Obviously, you could run any emulator you wanted on there. I mean, I've got OpenEMU, which will run anything up to sort of Dreamcast, like from any different brand.
Yeah, until emulation gets a bit dodgy, really.
Yeah, exactly. When it starts getting a bit hazy. It's got this thing's got full like 1080p HD playback, so it'll play like all manner of. Obviously, you can get VLC on there, the Android version, and you'd be away. You could play whatever
you
stuff
can get
you
anything
wanted
on there. Really, if it's Android, you get all Kodi and whatever you want, really, can't you? If you go down that way.
If you got network storage or cloud hosting, then you could access like gigs and gigs and gigs of stuff on the go. It's more powerful than the Vita, and it's not too far off of like Switch sort of power in that you can get all the different Netflix app and all of that stuff on there as well. I don't know if there's a market for these things now. I mean, obviously Sony gave up on their Vita fairly quickly, but
yeah, that's because there was just fuck all games being developed for it because they, like you say, gave up on it. I feel like if they kind of stuck it out a bit more, like that would be a more sustainable handheld right now. They could have really made that good, but because that had a lot of power, like when it came out, it was fucking impressive, especially with that OLED screen and like of the original one.
Absolutely, yeah, it's true.
No, they just fucked it off, and there was a bit of a resurgence of that when the PS4 came out because of obviously the remote play. I mean that's why I got one in the first place, really. And I kind of wanted a handheld as well at the time. But yeah, man, like these Android like gaming things, they've been around for quite a while. Like this one you've popped in here is a fucking Mac Daddy one.
It's a beast,
obviously.
Isn't it?
It's quite the beast. But like I remember like when I was looking for like old Chinese knockoff tablet a couple of years ago, on like GearBest or wherever it was. I think it was like JDX or I can't remember what the make was, but there was pretty much things that like looked like a DS or looked like a Vita, but was running Android and things like that. So, and I was half tempted to be like, oh yeah, I could do that. I could run all kinds of ROMs on that and stuff like that. And yeah, I think these are a definite viable solution for handheld gaming, because obviously like that back catalogue of every game is
exactly
pretty impressive.
Yeah,
it's just like it comes down to the point of like, one, do you want a handheld? Yes or no? If yes, do you want to play the latest games that are coming out, or do you want to play emulation? They're the main two questions you need to ask yourself if you're looking at.
I think so. I think that
having a handheld console.
One of the biggest questions now is becoming: does my commute have Wi-Fi? Like, am I getting a train with a solid... If you're getting on a hour-and-a-half train journey with solid Wi-Fi and you've got something that's capable of streaming your PS4 or playing or streaming Kodi, then this thing becomes quite an exciting sort of...
Yeah, definitely. Really does. Yeah.
So, just thought I'd bring it up anyway. Droidbox. It's an interesting website. They've got some weird gadgets and tech and stuff on there. So, if you're that way inclined, which you probably are if you're listening to this, then really worth a look.
Gibbons, buddy.
So yeah, thanks very much. Thanks very much to PJ and to Funk and to Dan, all of our contributors this week.
You're the best.
So I think that'll about do us, buddy, for episode 153. And what a time we've had this week. It's been nice. I've enjoyed myself. How about
It's
you?
been very relaxing. No stress, no mess, obviously, Just taking it easy. Thinking about what games I'm going to be playing this week. Probably Monster Hunter World, obviously.
Yeah.
Still cracking it. But I don't know. I feel like doing a single-player game. I don't know.
Maybe you should play
I've got-
Claire Extended, buddy.
No, I don't think I will.
I've got that installed. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, I didn't install it. I added it to my library. I'm thinking I might go and play Rhyme.
That's cool,
PS
that
Plus
game.
from
I like
last
that.
week. Yeah. It's definitely on my list of things I want to play soon. Because
Yeah.
if I don't, I'll just forget about it, kind of thing.
I'm very likely to win the game of buying games this week and pick up one
okay.
of Moss or Eve Valkyrie, I think. So
Well, you're in luck. We'll top up some accounts then, and we'll get that job done, mate.
I love a bit of it. It's a beautiful thing. I mean, you're going to get to the stage where you've got, like, if you buy
I've got if I buy a VR headset, I'm
you're
sorted
going
for
to have like 50 games, like, instantly.
fucking months, yeah. And I will pick one up at some point because I have to now, because I've got a back catalogue of games I need to play.
Yeah, I'm
So-
slowly building your library for you, and then
Yeah, maybe next year's birthday present I'll be like, yeah, VR, I'm there.
just keep an eye out for those Move controllers. Like if you see them real cheap,
Yeah,
that's half
totally.
the battle. If you can pick up a couple of those and actually have them already.
Well, that's it. I was looking, and I saw the original headset, like just the headset on its own for like 180 quid, and I was like, if I get that and then buy some Move controllers, and then I come down to yours and steal your second camera.
That was going to be the next thing out of my mouth. Is you are more than welcome to my camera. I've got two of them. I've got no use for them, and they don't go for that much on eBay. So
yeah, I saw they're like 30 quid brand new or something.
yeah,
I saw.
30 quid. Like, is it really worth the fucking aggro posting it like recorded and everything as well? Probably.
So
not.
I was like, that's like 240 quid, and I could be there.
If you could pick those moves up and then you were suddenly found yourself in a position where you've got the moves and you've got my camera and all you need is the headset and you can get one for sub 180, then I think you'd be seriously thinking about it.
I've considered it, but with the whole moving house thing, and that's fucking expensive.
I'm
at the
sure.
moment, I'm not spending any money. So even like game purchases for me at the moment are slim to none, I would
Gibbons.
say. So
Well-
luckily I've got a massive RPG that I can stick 200 hours into, so I'm sorted.
He's all gravy. I think I'll try my best to get on with Dan this week and play something together. I would very much like to try out some multiplayer VR with
reality.
with someone that I know rather than numpties like in Rec Room.
Yeah, totally. That'd be cool. That'd be awesome.
I think it'll be a bit of a Dan heavy episode next week. I think based on the fact that I
all about Dan.
want to hear all about it. Yeah.
Yeah, nice, cool.
So yeah, what are we playing now? By the way,
Oh fuck me! What did we play last week?
what did we play last week?
Can you not remember what we bought last week?
We played the snooker DLC for Pure Pool.
We won the game of buying games last week.
£3.
buddy. I think it was 3 quid or something. And yeah, we bought the snooker expansion for Pure Pool.
It's good. It's good.
It's very good.
I'm not so sure about the friction.
Yeah,
The balls
friction's a bit
seem
off.
to stop
Yeah,
quite quickly, but it's
But,
pretty
hey,
good though.
really enjoyed that. I forgot
Yeah.
about that. There we
Well,
go.
maybe that then, buddy. We'll see what.
I
We'll
wonder
see
if
what's
anyone's
going on.
made it this far, and they can be like, "Oh yeah, they
Dunno.
played snooker." Yeah,
Dunno.
probably
You
not.
should have seen the face of my missus when I kicked her out of this room. She was doing her puzzle. Suddenly, she had to leave the room. She was like, "It's a puzzle of London." She's trying to do Big Ben at the moment.
Yeah, nice.
Fucking furious she was. Yeah. Anyway,
Unlucky.
thanks so much for listening, buddies. You can find us all over the fucking place, frankly. Here's a short list. You can head over to our website, www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk, and have a little look. We've got all our podcasts on there, and you can also get in touch via our contacts page, which now works, or via the JFG Street Beat page on the website, buddies. Pop anything in there for Street Beat at the end of each show, and we will read it out, provided it's not going to get us in trouble with the law. We're also on Twitter, where we are at the JfG podcast. We're on all the video streaming sites, including ChewTube and Twitch.tv and Mixer.com, aka Beam.fucking-pro. You can find us on SoundCloud.com/JustForGamers, inexplicably, where you can listen to an episode from about 45 years ago. That's an option available to you if you want to do that. Come and join our PS4 community, buddies, where you can see various pictures, including the art of Mel Gibson's soul, of course, among other things. Just the JfG podcast on your PS4 or the PS4 app. And we are also on Google Plus, if that is how you choose to live your life. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. We will catch you next time, because of course we will. Until then, I've been Alex, he has been Ash.
Goodbye.
Farewell. You've been listening to the JfG podcast with Ash and me, Alex. To find out more, head to www.justforgamers.co.uk, Facebook/the JfG podcast, or Twitter, where we are at the JfG podcast. Episodes go live every Sunday, and if you could pop onto iTunes and write us a quick review, we would love every inch of you, even if you got old and fat. Thanks so much for listening, and we will catch you next time.